Humans, I am your herald of the god. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at it. Now come here and look at me. And welcome back to the Culture Guys channel with your boy Mike. Man. So Jay-Z is in the headlines. If you don't know, before we even get into any of this, man, if you can't see this right here, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Hovenger, as Joe Budden says, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm Team Jay-Z all day. So we're just gonna get that out the way so that you don't, oh, Mike's a dick rider, glazing, blah, 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 blah. Long before the word glazing and dick riding and all that shit was a thing. Hopefully y'all heard me there. I had the mic out away from my mouth. Long before all that was a thing, you were simply a fan. You know what I'm saying? You rock with the niggas you rock with, whoever you know what I'm saying, whatever music that you like. I loved Michael Jackson, no different. I loved Mary J. Blige and Shut Up Chelsea, I know you watching. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of, R&B. Does that make me a R&B glazer? Like, this generation kills me. But what I will say is I'm still a man of the culture. So I'm about what's best for the culture. If there's somebody that is fucking up the culture, you know what I'm saying, by doing some foul shit, get that nigga out of here or get her the fuck up out of here. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly deserves to be where he belongs. Diddy deserves everything he got coming to him. And we'll get to that in a second. But lately, just want to put that out there. Just because I'm a fan of Jay-Z does not mean that if this nigga was found guilty of doing some dirty, foul shit, I wouldn't be like, yo, that's some fucked up shit and he deserves whatever's coming to him. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, Tony Busby, by now, by the way, if you've seen this video, if you're watching this video, you already know what's going on. I'm not going to rehash a bunch of old shit, but there's some things that people, my brain works different. My brain works different. And I'll be looking at shit that I feel like most people just don't pick up. Like they just don't see it, or they don't pay attention, or they don't want to, or if they have a platform, they choose not to talk about it because they just want the clickbait and they want the all the views and shit. This channel is going to be built on integrity, which is why I told y'all this is not a TMZ channel. I'm not going to be sitting here reporting all the salacious scandal. I'm not with that dumb shit. But Hove is definitely part of this culture. And he has helped put the pillars and bricks in the house that hip hop has built. It would not be standing where it's at if it wasn't for Jay-Z. And I know it's a whole new generation of Eminem haters. They're probably kids under the age of 25. It's a whole wave of Jay-Z haters, probably people 25 and under too, because you weren't around when they were at their prime. You didn't get to see what we saw. You weren't there in real time. So you don't understand the Pac effect. You don't understand what Biggie meant to a lot of people. You don't get it. And that's cool. I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody. You have your artists for your generation that was nostalgic to you and helped you get through your shit. But I digress. Tony Busby filed a lawsuit. By now, y'all already know. I'm just going to read some shit to y'all right quick. All right. Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, filed court paperwork Monday asking a judge to require the accuser, who is only identified as Jane Doe, to reveal her identity if she wants to continue the lawsuit. Spiro said the woman hasn't provided any evidence to justify her anonymity and that her vague assertions of potential harm fall far short of the stringent requirements under the law. Spiro asked for an urgent hearing on the matter. Again, if you don't know, 20 plus years ago, in the year 2000, a young lady who's 13 years old claimed that she was raped by Diddy and Jay-Z and an unnamed female that was in the same room. She claims that she was trying to get to the VMAs after party at 13 years old. I guess it was some kind of bucket list thing for her. Somebody dropped her off. And she claims that a bunch of limos, she was asking all the limo drivers. She couldn't get into the VMAs because you got to have like tickets and, you got to be invited to go. She couldn't get in, so she had to. She waited outside and was asking all these limo drivers, how to get to the after parties and all that. And one of the limo drivers was like, "Yo, he was a driver for Diddy," and he was like, "Well, I drive Diddy and these celebrities back and forth. So you're basically." He told her that, "Oh, you're exactly what Diddy's looking for, and I'll be right back. Just stay right here." So she stayed put. He goes, drops off whoever. She comes back. He comes back and picks her up and takes her to this after party that's apparently this huge white mansion with a U-shaped driveway. Now, everything I'm telling y'all, you can look this, a quick Google search is going to destroy everything that this girl is talking about. All right. I would say most things. Basically, this is a civil lawsuit that has no validity. It ain't valid. It's basically is what I'm trying to say. Spiro further says, Mr. Carter deserves to know the identity of the person who is effectively accusing him in a sensationalized, publicity hunting fashion of criminal conduct, demanding massive financial compensation and tarnishing a reputation earned over decades. Also, I've been seeing everybody. So that's what Jay-Z's attorney has said. All right. I've been seeing people say online, "Oh, well, and by the way, the Jay-Z hate train is insane." I never thought I'd live to see a day when I was coming up. Imagine for you Drake Glazers. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all. Imagine you being 13, 12 years old, however you old was, when Drake was the soundtrack of your life and you was living life just carefree, and every song he put out was a bop and you loved it. You never thought in a million years you would see Drake in this position right now. Ultimately, the worst year of his life, of his entire career, being destroyed by a conscious rapper. The rapper that is Lyrical Miracle, right? Lyrical Miracle doesn't sell records. Lyrical Miracle, no one ain't trying to hear that bullshit. Lyrical Miracle, right? That's what we've been saying for the last decade plus. And the Lyrical Miracle has the top 3 slots on Billboard right now and is about to perform at the Super Bowl. Lyrical Miracle, right? Yeah. Another story, another video. Imagine your favorite rapper being in that. You can't imagine it. So I get it. Because that's how a lot of the Drake Glazers are, the Ovi hoes. But there's also a large portion of the population or fandom out there that are music fans that, again, like I said, didn't grow up with Jay-Z. So I get the hate. I get it. You don't understand it. You can't connect to it. It's like I can't connect to a lot of old television shows that my folks used to watch back in the day, like The Lone Ranger and shit. Maybe as a kid, I probably would have been. But nowadays, as a kid, I'm like, man, I ain't watching that black and white bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But everyone's saying, I've been seeing things online, people saying, well, yeah, that statement. So Jay-Z put out a statement, basically. And in a statement, Jay-Z says, these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever will commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. And now everybody's saying, yeah, but he didn't come out right and say that he didn't do it. Like, this is the type of semantics bullshit that people online do nowadays. He doesn't have to. Everything he needs to say is said in this statement. But even better, he doesn't have to because his attorney did. And no one is talking about that. Spiro wrote, he has never been accused of, let alone engaged in, any sexual misconduct. Quick Google search and you can find this shit. Right? Okay. Let me also say, and I'll reiterate this, I'm gonna make a sandwich out of this. If this man is found guilty of, I'm talking Hove, is found guilty of doing some foul shit like this, y'all, I'll be the first one to come back here and take that goddamn book down. Okay? It won't be on that mantle anymore. Depending on what he does. I might give it like a little grace period because that'll be like my mourning, you know what I'm saying? He's in mourning. But I doubt he's done anything like that. I just don't see it in his character. There's other holes in this story that no one is talking about. Hey guys, did you know that you can go and Google VMA after party images and storylines and headlines and stuff from the 2000 VMA awards and after parties and find out where kind of everyone is? You didn't know that? Well, I did. And VMA start around 8-ish, 8:30-ish, or whatever the case is. It's a 3-hour event, all right? All the big celebrities around that time, Hove was definitely one, J-Lo was one, and Diddy was one, for sure. They are all there. They're going to stay there to the end. Well, they changed in the affidavit or in the petition or whatever it was in the civil lawsuit. There's some wording in there that they changed. At first, it said that she was picked up around 9 and 10 p.m. Well, the VMAs starts at like 8 or 9. It's like a 3-hour long event, not including afterwards taking pictures, trying to get through traffic through Midtown Manhattan to get to wherever after party you're trying to get to. All right. So that means you probably not getting there till like midnight, damn near. Cool. All right. Turns out Diddy was at Twirl nightclub after the VMAs. Jay was at a whole nother nightclub, the Lotus nightclub, after the VMAs. Guess what Beyonce was? Whole nother nightclub with her mom and Destiny's Child. How do I know? You can look it up. In this case that she filed, she claims immediately after the after party, we're talking between 10 and 11 o'clock or 10 and midnight, is when she pulled up into the white mansion with the big U driveway. And then she went in and she had some drinks and then she signed an NDA and it was some Diddy party that Diddy was putting together. And then she went to a bedroom and then that's when everything went down. I don't know about y'all, but if I go to an after party anywhere, I'm not pulling up for 30 minutes and then heading to a mansion somewhere, especially if it took me that long to get down there. Oh, but by the way, you got pictures of me at the after party, so I couldn't have been in two places at once. I'm just saying. Again, this isn't me putting on a cape, but this is me kind of like, hey, let me put on my glasses and my cape. And let me just go see what's going on right quick. Because I'll take the cape off if I'm found, like if there's some shit in here that's foul that I find, cool. Jaguar Wright was on Piers Morgan and she's been on a man, dude. She's been on a clout chasing rampage for the last, I don't know, year or two. DJ Vlad, I think she's on Vlad. These places are paying her, by the way, to be on there and say this wild shit. Y'all do know that, right? I hope you know that. Okay, you don't? Cool. I know how this industry works. Again, I have a couple toes, a half a foot in the industry, and have had in the last 20 years or so. So I kind of know how this stuff works. And have friends that are in the industry right now too. All these false accusations. She was on Piers Morgan, and immediately Piers Morgan came back on because J and B, their attorneys reached out to Piers Morgan and his people and said, yo, we don't like that you have somebody on here is trying to spread false accusations about us. Take it down or we will, go through with legal actions at this point. And do you know that man went on? Once again, you can Google the shit. You can look it up on here on YouTube yourself. He took it down and he apologized. For everybody that's trying to point the finger at Hov simply because you believe Jaguar Wright or whoever's out here spewing this bullshit, Jay-Z's career so far has been immaculate. I can't say the same thing about Diddy, and here's where I want to get to. With Diddy, when this shit went down and Homeland Security raided his mansions and shit like that, first thing I thought was, oh shit, it's over for the boy. This nigga is cooked. And I knew he was cooked because he's let his ego overrun his career for at least 20 years. He's done foul, shady shit, and he's so reckless with it that it has spilled outside. Most celebrities are able to keep their shit behind the scenes, behind closed doors. If it leaks out, the attorneys jump right on that shit, eat it up like a shark, like they're supposed to, and it goes away. Diddy has had the locks get on live radio and say shit, and him having to come down personally to sign them out of their deal. Mace has said shit online, or not online, but live on the air. We all know the J-Lo and Shine incident. Shine has went on record and saying, Diddy pretty much pointed the finger on me. He turned against me in the trial instead of being on my side. The criminal activity between him getting, who was it? Was it Kid Cudi's, I think? One of the rappers' car, I think it was Kid Cudi's car, put a bomb underneath it or something like that because he heard that he was talking to Cassie or some shit. His car exploded in his driveway. Like, all kinds of wild shit. I think he hung Wale upside down on a balcony with his bodyguards. Like, dude, these are stories that have went on this, and there's many more. You kids haven't been alive long enough to know, as long as your herald has, that these stories about Diddy have been going on for 20 plus years. We just kind of ignore it because it's like, all right, well, we don't really have any proof. People just saying this shit. We just think it's Hollywood rumors. But turns out, they denied his bail 3 times because, and the first time the judge argued that, well, he's a danger to society based on what the FBI collected. I believe it. But Diddy has given me no reason not to believe it. Y'all saw this nigga on Drink Champs. Go look it up. When he was on Drink Champs with Fab and Jadakiss. Honestly, it was one of the funniest episodes of Drink Champs, to be honest with you. All these signs and these things point to Diddy being that type of dude. There is nothing in Jay-Z and Beyonce's career history that we know of that points to them being monsters. I mean, hey, what people do behind closed doors, you don't know. And so again, I'm here to say, if they're doing stuff behind closed doors that we don't know about and it is exposed, I'll be the first one to come back here on this channel on YouTube and be like, yo, you know what, y'all? I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe Hov did any of that shit that they're accusing him of. I don't at all. I don't think, they said that he hung out with, there's another thing that the haters, the Jay-Z hate train is always saying that, he hung out with R. Kelly and he hung out with Diddy, so it makes sense. Well, my nigga, Diddy has pictures with hundreds of celebrities, man, over the years. So I don't do this whole, because you see a picture or video with him that they must be, bro, he had, the rock brunch, of course, that goes on every year, the Met Gala, there's the billionaire parties, and mind you, these are black billionaires. It's probably a small club, so I imagine they all, hang out together sometimes, but that doesn't mean that they all like doing the same fucked up shit behind closed doors. I heard Diddy was a wild boy. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see Hov being that type of dude. And I don't see Beyonce, right? Beyonce made an entire album, mind you, an entire album when she found out that he was cheating. Y'all remember that, okay? I can't see Beyonce, right? Because everybody's assuming that the person of interest in this story, because it was Hov, Diddy, and an unnamed female. They're assuming that it's Beyonce. I can imagine Beyonce was just letting her soon-to-be husband or boyfriend at the time just pipe down some other girl who is unconscious and clearly looks like she's underage. Run a train. I don't see that. I honestly don't see most women allowing something like that to happen in front of them. But, the Hollyweird is called Hollyweird for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But just because you saw some pictures and videos with Diddy don't mean shit, number one. Number two, you do remember, yes, he did do the best of both worlds with R. Kelly because it just made sense at the time. But if you don't know, they kicked R. Kelly off the tour because he was acting really weird. You know what I'm saying? He was moving. The way he was moving was real sus. You know what I'm saying? He was acting real, his ego was getting the best of him. And, Hov and them, they didn't get down like that. So they was like, nah, this nigga got to go. You know what I'm saying? They threatened him in the whole nine. So they wasn't down on none of R. Kelly's foolishness at all. You know what I'm saying? If they were, then R. Kelly would have still been on the tour because they did 2 albums together and nothing else happened after that. But that's all I got for this, man. I don't want to speak too long on it and seem like I'm just like, up in arms about it. It just threw me off when I saw it, because I was like, I already know what this is. It's a money grab. This Tony Busby guy has a history of finding people that might have been at parties or have stuff done to them with celebrities, or a party with celebrities, and then making victims out of them because they feel like, okay, what we'll do is we'll, put this pressure on the celebrity and extort them for money or blackmail them for money, and basically say, hey, listen, give my client a certain amount of money, because you don't want this story getting out to the mainstream and to the public, because it'll ruin your image. And most celebrities fold because they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the public shaming and the guilty before proven innocent attitude that most of society and social media especially has, versus the litigation side, which is innocent before proven guilty in the court of law. You know what I'm saying? I say let everybody have their day in court, but they haven't raided Jay-Z's homes. They haven't raided Beyonce's homes. So I don't know why everybody's tripping. Shouts out to my boy Wayno. Shouts out to my boy Poetic Flacco, by the way. Go check out Poetic Flacco's channel. I promise you, all the stuff I talked about here, I had already kind of started piecing it together. Then I came across his channel and I saw that he had found even more stuff. Go check out his channel. But shouts out to the Rock Boys, Maul and Wayno, man. You know what I'm saying? I know we got to stand tall, stand strong on this one, man. You know what I'm saying? This whole Jay-Z thing just sounds crazy to me. It really does. That's all I got, man. I'll see y'all in the next video. You better pull up on me. Don't do it for me. You know who to do it for. The gods.